Hello everybody, this is TPGC of YouTube, and I apologize for how long last episode is. I promise that this episode won't be as long. I'll try to have more self-control this time around. Especially considering the fact that today's episode is going to be talking about my inspirations. Now, I'm going to have two sections for this episode. One is the inspirations for my artwork, and one is for the inspirations of how I write my story, characters, and all that other good shit. But before I get into today's episode, though, I uploaded a bit of an animation meme yesterday. No, not yesterday. This morning of the time of this recording. It's the Somebody Loves meme, where, yeah, I just have two characters kind of dancing to the song, Somebody Loves You. I cannot say the rest of the thing, but it's that song from this one, 80s J-pop group, Babe. Yeah, if you want to check it out, link will be in the description below, hopefully. But enough squandering about! It's time that I should talk about my inspirations. Starting of the inspirations for my artwork. Now, before the 8th grade, or at least heading towards the 8th grade, I remember that I kind of started drawing an anime kind of style before heading towards the 8th grade, but I know that I finished the 7th grade by that point. But before I started drawing that's heading towards the art style that I have right now, I was kind of drawing in that style where it's like half stick figure and half people. So, it was kind of an interesting time to be alive. But once I started to go into drawing, well, attempt of going into drawing in an anime art style, because I was becoming an ultra weeb at that point. Yeah, I've started to draw, head towards the art style that I have right now. Granted, it took a very long ass time for me to do so, but yeah. I think what started me wanting to draw in an anime art style was probably Lucky Star, because I remember I really liked Lucky Star when I first watched it, because again, I was a weeb. And I was very mesmerized by how colorful the character designs, yet they're very simple, so I decided, hey, I could draw in that art style! And so I did. Not really, kinda. There were still some points that where my old stick figure like art style was still lingering in, so oops. So yeah, the first inspiration was whoever created Lucky Star. The second inspiration is like actually there's two second inspirations. One is Naoko Takeuchi, the creator of Sailor Moon, and there's also Kyokyo Azuma from Azuma Gadayo. We'll start with the latter first, since I was well, actually I'm still on to this day, but I was super obsessed with Azuma Gadayo. Like, you have no fucking, actually you may have a clue, but still. But yeah, I was that was also another inspiration of how I design characters. You probably noticed how some characters have that bob-like haircut. Even though that she doesn't really have a bob-like haircut, Osaka also was the inspiration of how I kind of designed some characters' hair, like with Macy, and in some cases, the lesser-known characters like Shioko and Vib. Now, as for Naoko Takeuchi, you might have noticed with some of my female characters that they always that all of them always have that interesting web eye type of deal. Like, you have one circle and two circles below it. What inspired that was with Sailor Moon's art style of how Naoko kind of do that type of thing. Now, granted, back then, I was heavily reliant on MS Paint, and the way I was imitating that on paper wasn't really good. And yeah, but still, it did help give the unique art style that I have right now. Well, I guess I really shouldn't call it unique, but it has the art style that defines my art. Now, the third inspiration of my art style, at least in the anime side of things, is Koge Dombo from, actually, not from, you might have heard of her when you've heard of animes such as Peta 10, but though really, I think the reason why is because of the fact that I was so heavily, I so heavily loathed Digicarrot, and I kind of got heavily inspired by that, to a point where I even adopted some of the interesting type of character designs that Digicarrot sometimes have, sometimes. Now for the Western cartoon, because around 2013 I decided to mix up my my trying to be anime art style with Western cartoon, because that way I won't feel like an ass. But what inspired the Western side of things is probably Warner Brothers, because of the fact that I don't know, I just like the cartoonish type of how they do the hands, how they do the four-finger hands, which is what I adopted for all my characters, because back before that, I never drew hands to begin with, and my attempts of drawing hands, they always look like popcorn. I'm not joking you. And I guess I adopted some things from being inspired a bit from Rebecca Sugar, is the way I draw my characters smiling nowadays. I mean, back then I didn't really do that, but now I kind of draw my characters having that type of smile. And if you've seen things like Steven Universe and how characters smile there, yeah, you probably could get where I'm coming from. Now, in terms of writing, I don't usually write serious stories that much. Though if I do, it's usually like either with Sailor Moon, of course, or in some cases with Disney, mainly with how they write their underdog stories, mainly with Hercules. Because I really like the whole underdog story type of deal. And I think the underdog story is present in some of the animes I've seen in the past, like with Naruto and all that. Yes, I did watch Naruto when I was young. We all did. Don't deny it. But when I do write seriously, I think the whole underdog story is the main meat of the story, which is why I was happy about going back to my RP characters. I was so happy with Mimisko's character development in Shadow Slayers, because she started out so shy, and oh my gosh, did she grew so much. Now, as for comedy, because I know that comedy is kind of my strong suit. There are some things here and there, like with Azumanga Daioh, Digicarrot, all that good stuff. Though, and this is heavily present with Penalty About, some of the writing in Married with Children was kind of the inspiration for some things that happened in Penalty About, mainly with points in the series where Al Bundy was being a fucking idiot. Another inspiration for my sense of humor is the Brothers Chap. I'm not sure if you're familiar with their current work, but I know a lot of people, myself included, are familiar with Homestar Runner, which, is the definitive Flash cartoons that's good. It was really good. Then it actually helped me and inspired of how I write some of my characters for comedy, and how I write some of the some jokes. It's actually I feel that Homestar Runner is one of the inspirations for my sense of humor, because let me tell you something, I do have a bit of a strange sense of humor. I would tell you this last thing, though this one is a bit of a stretch. I would say Koshi Rikdo might be another inspiration, and if you don't know who that is, it's the creator of the manga Excel Saga, which has long since had its adaptation Um, it has long since had its anime adaptation. And if you want the balls of wall to the max comedy, and you could handle screaming main characters, I suggest you could check out Excel Saga. Now, as for drama, and I know a lot of my friends are gonna hate me for this, Key is the inspiration of how I kind of write drama sometimes. Now, if you don't know what Key is, they are the company that made visual novels that involve so much sad things in their stories. You might have known their works such as Canon, Air, and Clannad, and also Little Busters, but ooh, buddy, Little Busters. But yeah, I would say that the way they write drama is kind of like the inspiration of how I kind of write drama sometimes, though it's kind of on a rare occasion. So yeah, it's very rare. If anything, I think with some of my series like Carefluffs, it's like a weird cross between Digicarrot and Clannad, which probably shouldn't happen, but for some reason it did. Maybe if I were to rate Carefluffs a little bit better, I'm pretty sure that everything that will be like that run a little bit more smoothly. And this is going on longer enough than I hoped it'll be, but I will stop right here because I don't want this video to go over 20 minutes this time. So I have more ideas for next Drawing the Talk episodes, and I hope to do them later on. So this is Cheap Juice of YouTube signing out. Goodbye!